Thank you all for coming today. I want to welcome and recognize Kenneth Polite, our U.S. Attorney, Ronnie Surpass, our Chief of New Orleans Police Department. We want to thank the DA for hosting us in his building, Sheriff Marlon Guzman, and all of our federal, state, and local partners, including Michael Anderson of the FBI, Ronnie Jones of the State Police, Phil Durham of the ATF, Agent Shepard from the DEA. We have 13 service providers represented with us today. We have the Street Gang Unit and, of course, the Multi-Agency Gang Unit. As you know, fighting violent crime and reducing murder is our #1 priority in the city of New Orleans. And so today we come together to look back at 2013 and the work that we have done on our #1 priority to reduce murder and violence. We have just completed our 5th call-in, which is a meeting that is attended by all of the individuals who are standing behind me and known members of gangs that we have brought into court to speak to about the fact that the rules have changed on the streets of New Orleans, and to let them know that we are delivering on our promises and committing it to see it to the end. In May 2012, we created NOLA for Life as a comprehensive strategy to change the culture of violence on the streets of New Orleans. It has many, many parts. It is very robust. But 2 of the essential parts that we were focused on today that involves this group is called the Group Violence Reduction Strategy. We bring in groups of individuals who are known to be members of gangs. We let them know that we know who they are, where they live, who they hang out with, and we know more about them than they think. We deliver a very clear and concise message to them. First of all, we tell them that we care about them, that they're part of our community, but the violence has to stop, and that it is our collective job to make sure we protect all of the people of the city of New Orleans, including them. And then we give them a choice. We ask them to look to the left side of the room and look at all of the law enforcement officials that are represented by federal, state, and local officials in the entirety of the United States of America that are on the ground in the city of New Orleans. We then ask them to look to the right, where all of the 13 service providers are, and we ask them to make a choice and let them know that good choices have good consequences and bad choices have bad consequences, but the laws of engagement on the streets of New Orleans have changed. We tell them that if you want help, the service providers will provide that for them: job training, job readiness, substance abuse treatment, mental health treatment, and anything that they need. But if they choose wrongly, the next one of them or anybody in their group that commits a violent act will be met immediately with the Multi-Agency Gang Unit that is housed in NOPD and is a federal, state, and local partnership that has members of each one of these organizations with us today. They are also working in partnership with the Street Gang Unit in the police department, and they are very aggressive. And the message to them is loud and clear. The next one that commits a violent act or commits a murder, we will find them, we will arrest them, we will prosecute them, and we will put them in jail, either on state charges or federal charges, and there is no light between us. But we make it clear to them that that is not the choice we want them to make. We want them to be okay. We want them to be safe. We want them to choose well. As a result of the work that we have done in this year, we have seen some measurable progress. The number of murders in the city of New Orleans are down. In the first 11 months of this year, we have the fewest number of murders in the city of New Orleans than we have had in 40 years. That is measurable progress. It is good progress. It is something to be aware of, but it is not something to be comfortable with. We still have a very long way to go. The Group Violence Reduction Strategy that we are employing has conducted 5 call-ins. Over 150 individuals from over 40 groups and gangs. Nearly 20% of those have now asked for and participated in help. But for those that did not choose well, we delivered on those promises as well. The gang unit indicted 74 individuals from 7 gangs in 2013. In April, the indictments came down of the 7th Ward MMG gang. May 15th, 15 members of the 110ers were being indicted on 51 counts. June 7th, 7 members of the Allen family were indicted on 16 counts. June 20th, 20 members of the 3NG gang in 30 counts. August 8th, 8 members of the Taliban gang indicted on 12 counts. September 12th, 12 members of the Ride or Die indicted on 20 counts. October 7th, 7 members of Holly Grove EBB indicted on 25 counts. We are sending a clear message on a unified front. Law enforcement and social services provided that the rules have changed and that we are working together to make the streets of New Orleans safe, because that is our #1 priority. I want to stress that this is a team effort. It would be impossible to get this done without the men and women that are standing behind me and beside me today on the federal, state, and local level, in the executive, judicial, and the law enforcement branches of the government of the United States of America. And I am very thankful for all of the work that they have done.